Hi everyone, it's Leanne and welcome to day 3 of 10 days of projects. I want you to craft along with me because I always find it very relaxing crafting along with someone who has a long video and they're just crafting and you craft along with them. I find them very helpful. I often craft along with Roxy Creations, Rachel, and or Tsunami Rose, or one of those crafters that like to go live as well. They are fantastic. Anyway, so I encourage you to come along and craft along with me today. Now what I'm doing is 2 tags. I've already done one just to show you. Now this is called a layering effect. Or collage. I like to call it layering because I like to layer paper, all sorts of papers. Didn't see that one. I didn't even glue that down. Right, so I like to layer paper. I like to collage it as well, but layering means to actually put paper on paper on paper or stuff on stuff. So I call mine layering. And that's it. So you layer up paper, different effects of paper. On this one, on the background was book text. We're going to cover the back because I'd like to write on it. So, and then I use 2 focal points, one with this beautiful, and as you can see, a beautiful birds, and layering effects of different papers that I use. That's some gardening paper, the green one there. And then I've got 2 focal points there and there because this is a very long tag. And then I used lots and lots of different paper, background paper. I have put one of them on the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover it with some vintage paper. I thought that would be good. You could cover it with anything. I've just got this vintage paper. So let's do that. Okay, so I put plenty of glue on that because it's a very thick card. Right. Well, where's my roller? Yep, I'm dropping everything, but that's okay. Okay, I like to roll my work. Some people use, you know, credit cards and things like that. Excuse me just for a minute, I've got to pick them up. But I like to use my roller. Okay, I bought myself some scissors. They weren't cheap. They were about $8. And I almost sliced my finger off. They're that sharp. Yeah, they're that sharp. Oof. Okay, let's cut out our beautiful tag. Now this is the 3rd day, as I said, of projects to do. The first 2 projects were patchwork, using fabrics and making some clusters, some fabric clusters, or some patchwork clusters. And the second project was line botanical drawing. Now, line botanical drawing is the use of lines to draw something. So, you know, do you remember the puzzles from back when we were kids where you know, They had an image in it, and you had to join the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it went like that. And then it gave some picture in the end when you finished all the dots. That's a bit much like line drawing. You join the lines, or the shapes of the lines together. Well, it's line drawing, so it's the lines. So you draw everything and join it all together, and then in the end, hopefully you got something nice. There we go. So there we go. Vintage paper on the back, which is really good. I'm going to cut that hole and put another one of those reinforcements in. Let me just see what I'm doing. Got my glasses on today. I need them. I'm finding as I get older, my eyesight's getting poorer. I'm sure everyone's the same. Well, I hope they are. I don't want to be the only one losing my sight. No, that's not what I meant. You know what I meant. I hope it's not my imagination or something more seriously wrong with me. Now, here we go. I found them. Now, these reinforcements are just distressed with a bit of ink. I use photo finish, and you just stain them. And because I've only got white ones, I haven't seen any other different types. Maybe there is. I don't know. I just use the white ones. That's my vintage, isn't it? Okay, so we put our reinforcements on, which really look nice. And all I'm going to do then is just put some ribbon. Stop it from fraying. Here's a bit of a light. That stops it from fraying. Now this is a beautiful gold. Yep, it's a beautiful gold ribbon. Good quality one. I just found it in my drawer and I thought, let's use that. Okay, that's it. So we've done it. So there's our first one. Now I didn't show you how I did it. That's why I've kept the second one to show you. That was my first one, just to show you that that's what we're going to make. Bit of a bite. Something was biting me. Okay, so I think that's pretty awesome. So what I've done here is I've cut out cardstock, as you can see. Now all you need is some white cardstock. Let's cut one out. Whatever length you want that card to be, you can have it here, you can have it here, you can have a small one. I'm going for a big long one for my journal. Don't know why, just felt like it on the day. I'll just trace this one out because it'll be so much easier, but you can do your own. I did my own. I just cut my own out, my own size, and that's what I come up with. Very simple to make. So we're just going to cut it out. This is how we're going to start our tags. This is cardstock. I think it's about 210. What is it? GSM they call it? Whatever that means. I should look it up, shouldn't I? So I know my stuff. But anyway, I don't know my stuff. So there we go. So I'm enjoying this. I feel inspired. I feel like we can do anything we want. And voila, that's it. I'm going to put a little hole in it to show you that it's a tag. Okay, so there we go. That's how you make them. Very, very simple. Okay, that was simple. So there's another one we can use. I'll put it over here so I can reuse it. Okay, use it later. Okay, so all I've did is I've cut out my tag. I have backed it with some beautiful vintage paper. That's all I've done. And that's all I've done. While we're here, we may as well back this one as well, because it will save time. So let's do that. I'm going to use this image, this beautiful image. This is beautiful. Have a look at that. Oh, it's gorgeous. Birds. Beautiful. Okay. There we go. I like the look of the other side. That's why I turned it over. Let me get it as close as I can. There we go. Okay. Let's cut that out. Has anyone seen any good movies lately? Oh, I've seen some real scary ones lately. And do you think I can remember them? Let me see. What did I see? Prodigy? I think I saw that. That was scary. Annabelle's Creation. Oh my gosh. Was that scary? Some people get scared at dolls, don't they? I've got a room full of dolls, and I am going to show you some of my dolls, and tell you a little bit about them. Now, I collect dolls from my vintage, the 60s, and I gave the story before about my dolls. If you don't know my story about my dolls, I'll tell you another time, not today, but it left a terrible feeling as a child, what my parents did to my dolls, and I think that's why I collect them. Anyway, let's get over that. You can do anything you want to do. We live in a democracy. So if you want to collect dolls, you collect dolls. Don't let it hold you back. Okay. Now, here they are. I'll just finish this hole off. Because we're not going to go over that hole. We're going to use the hole. Just put them up there gently. Okay, so there we go. We've got our tag. We've got it covered with vintage paper on the back. I'll just move this one and we'll have a look at it in a minute. Okay, so now we're going to start layering, and layering is just layering. Okay, there's nothing too sinister about it. And I'll start off with some sticky. Start off with some music. And yeah, so what were we talking about? Yeah, dolls. Some people find dolls very, very scary. I find them relaxing. But those terrible shows like Annabelle, scary show, actually makes people creepy about dolls. But they were ugly dolls. My dolls are pretty. Okay. I'm just going to start layering. So there's no hard and fast rules. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing right. It's just what you feel like doing. Okay. So I'm just going to start layering up my pieces of craft paper. No big deal. Yeah, so dolls can creep people out. I'm a big fan of dolls. Love them. Okay, this layering does not look pretty until the very end, when you see your handiwork and go, oh, that's nice. So don't look at it the way it is now, which is pretty bland, but wait till we get better done. Here we go. That's the same paper, so I don't think I'll use it. Let's use some of this vintage paper. And yeah, so I love dolls from the 60s. Now, can anyone remember what dolls from the 60s they had? Because we all had them. I mean, everyone I knew in my neighborhood had dolls. I mean, I think that was a sign of the times, wasn't it? The 60s dolls were big because there was Barbie, there was Cindy dolls, there was Chrissy dolls, there was all sorts of dolls. I'm going to show you a doll that my sister had. I think it was 1964 she had one. Oh, that might be the year when it was manufactured, but she certainly did have this Teary Deary doll. I think it's from Ideal. I'm not too sure of the year. Could have even been the 50s. I'm not sure. She was born in the 50s. But very, very pretty doll. It's been one of my favourites. I remember her doll very fondly. Of course, it was just a doll in a, what do you call it? A doll in a beautiful little crib called Teary Deary. Now, they're very rare and very old to buy and find. That's if you can find them. I did find one. It's not the original doll for that crib, but it certainly is the style of what was back then, or the type of doll that came with it. So it mightn't be the original for that crib, but it certainly was the doll that came with the crib, a crib. Because a lot of them, I think, are numbered. You need to get a book. I'm not up to date with that one, but I am with my Chrissies and my Cindy's. Now, Cindy's in my day were actually cheaper to buy, and my girlfriends had parents. I only had a mum and a dad, but he wasn't around much. And they were cheaper to buy, the Cindy dolls, than the Barbies. The Barbies were way too expensive out of my mother and father's price range, so we were very poor as children. Yes, you heard that all before, but it was true. I was born into a dirt floor garage until Mum and Dad got a bit better in their position, or my father got a bit better position in his company, and then they got a house built on the same block next to the garage. But I do remember that garage very fondly, even though I was 3 or 4 when we left it to go up into the big house, which wasn't a big house. There were 7 children, Mum and Dad, and 4 bedrooms. So it wasn't a big house, but it was compared. Well, the garage was actually bigger. This garage was filled a whole block along the fence line, and it was huge. I remember it even as a teenager, going down there to sleep. I put my gear down there and went down there to sleep. And so it was huge inside. But the house, of course, was new, and it was, I think my brother, we spent his first birthday in there, my younger brother, and I remember having the birthday party, and the floors I only had the cross beam still on it. There was no hardwood floors on yet, but they had the beams, of course. And you know how as kids you played on those beams, even though we weren't allowed to. Everyone did. I never had an accident. Neither did anyone in my neighbourhood. So, you know, blah blah to that. And so I do remember that house being built. Even though I was a youngster, I was very highly observant as a child. Don't know why, but I was. I remember things that no one else can remember, and I can remember things that even people that I know can't remember as a child. So I was highly observant. Don't know why. Wouldn't have a clue why. I just was. Now I want to put something there. That looks good enough to me. Okay, that's a bit of glue. Yuck. Yucky. So as you can see, I'm layering. Just layering bits and pieces of vintage paper. That's all I'm doing. You can use any paper. I have used garden paper in that last one, as I said. I was using some gardening paper. I'll show you where it is. Where's my gardening paper? I just had a bit of it left over from... Oh gosh, now I can't find it. Don't ask. Nope, can't find it. Sorry. Anyway, it'll come up. It'll turn up. Everything always does, doesn't it? Okay. Let's see. I've got some more paper here. Some more scraps. And that's all we're using. We're using scraps. Okay. So we're layering up those papers around the focal point, the picture. That's all we're doing. Okay, let's see if we can make this work. I like that. You know, don't give it too much thought, because if you do, you'll never do it. Just go with it. Just do it. Just like that. See? And we're still layering upon layering. I'm going to throw some more music up top, I think. Just a little piece of it. Throw it in there somewhere. But first of all, I will edge this one because it's pretty white. And the other one's a bit darker. Okay. Okay. That looks fine. Let's glue it down. Let's glue it down. There we go. That looks fine to me. Maybe a little bit too white. There we go. Darkened it a little bit. You see the difference between the coffee stained and just the white music? See, there's a huge difference. Okay. Well, let's get a contrasting one. Let me see if I can find that gardening one. Oh, excuse me. It'll be here somewhere. I know it will be. shocking that I can't find it. And I just used it. Shocking. That's what happens. Okay, so we'll get something else. Let's see. Ah, found it. Oh my gosh, look. So I found it. Let's use a bit of that. Because this is a beautiful green, and do you know what I've done, don't you? Wonder how easy would that be to pull up. Sort of easy. Sort of. It's upside down. Don't panic. We'll fix it. Okay, so that was upside down. So let's put some more glue on it. And put it back down the way it should be. About there. Yep. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I had to do it. Now all we have to do is recover that. That's okay. It adds to the texture of it. Gives us a chance to put the green on. Right. Whew. That was pretty traumatic, wasn't it? Did you find that traumatic? I didn't find it that traumatic. I mean, it's just a mistake, isn't it? Let me see if we can cover that up. I think we can. So let's do that. Okay. Okay, so the green really looks nice. Just adds a little bit different colour. Let's clean my sharp scissors. Okay, so there we go. See how it's just a touch of green. We've got another piece here that we can use. Not sure whether we need to use it up there though. Let's use it down there. There we go, just like that. So just start layering upon layering. Come on, Leanne, do the right thing. Okay, so I'm gonna layer that there. Just add, just to balance it. Now we do need to fix that up, and I'm going to use some more music, but I'm going to use the coffee one. Let's see if we can fix that up. Yeah. I will just edge it a little bit. It's already coffee stained, but having a tiny bit there really looks nice. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can put that down. Is that the way we had it? Nope, we had it that way, didn't we? Okay, that's not too bad. We must have wrecked that part there, but that's okay. Nope, not going to put that there. Okay, let's add another touch of colour to it. I don't mind that down there. There's my glue. Uck. As I say to my grandson, uck. Okay, I'm a bit out of focus there, sorry. Okay, I'm still layering. I just want to do a little bit more down here. As you can see, I wanted to, with this one, put the card and cover up the bottom so it looks like it's a part of the whole thing. So that's what I'm trying to do now. And we can use any sort of paper we want. Because the background was that brown, we can reuse some more now, background, because it's almost disappeared. There's touches of it, but we can still use some more. Okay. Now, it's best to try everything a different way. I mean, you don't have to... oops. Oh, dear, my glue's come out again. Arc. Okay, just be careful with that. Okay, come on. So I'm just going to try and blend that into the background, like that, with some layers. I might use a little bit more of this. Now, where's my vintage paper here? Let me just layer some up. Right. Got some vintage paper here. And all you have to do is try not have so many straight lines. Try and make it look torn. Okay. Well, I'm liking that already. It's nice and layered. Yeah, it's nice and layered. The only thing I might do is I might throw a butterfly there as well. Let me see if I've got one. Let me see. Got some small butterflies. Maybe I need a bigger butterfly. Let me have a look if I've got any. Right here. Let's put our scrappy paper back that we were tearing off. Some fabric. Not that. That can be thrown out. I do like that, but it may be too big. Maybe. Oh my gosh, where's some butterflies? None here. Thought I had a whole bunch of them. Silly me. I'll leave that first one out because I can cut it down a bit smaller. Right. Don't know what they are, but let's pull them out. Let's pull them out. And I've got some smaller ones. Okay. Oh, I've got a rose. Now see, that looks pretty. Pretty. Yes. Let's leave that there. Stamped image. Stamped images look nice too. I don't mind them. It's a cup of coffee. Okay, we've got a ticket. Now I'm liking the ticket. We've got some labels, different sorts of labels. I don't mind the labels either, but I do have to make up my mind. Got these tiny little stamps of butterflies. They would look nice, wouldn't they? Excuse me. Let's just try what else we've got. Let's just not give up just yet. Got some labels. A bit too big, eh? But here's a smaller one. Not sure what this is. Looks like some sort of label. Oh, decisions. Let's go with this. Let's go with this ticket. Now you don't have to put things straight either. You can, you know, put it like that if you want, at a diagonals level. Yeah, like that. Let's see what it looks like on this side. All straight. So you really don't have to do it the conventional way. But in this instance, I am. Right. About there. But I am going to edge it. That's one thing I am going to do. I want it darker around the edges. Okay. Let's pull them over to the side. Now this is a bit of heavy cardstock, so I am going to put lots of glue on it. And I will put it right there. And the reason I'm putting it there is because it intertwines with all the different colours of paper. And that really has a nice effect. I'm not sure why that's not down. Maybe it needs a little bit more glue. There we go. Something like that. So that's a ticket. So you don't have to be too conventional. I am a little bit straight person. I like straight lines. But as I get older, I find I'm liking just bits and pieces of things. So that really looks good. I'm just wondering if I could put the rose in as well. I'm just wondering. I do like it, so it has to go in. There we go. And I'm going to intersect it with all the different types of paper just there as well, like I did to that one. So it touches every piece I've got there. Now the glue didn't stick on that very well. Okay, let's have another go. Okay, so that looks pretty good, even if I do say so myself. And I'm gonna overkill because I just feel it needs something up top there as well. So I'm going to put that butterfly. and take some of the white off the edges. And let's glue that down as well. And I just want to intersection those three pieces. Intersect all those three pieces there of paper. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, I think I am now finished. Let me just get rid of these. So that was layering up a tag. Yeah, we've done our back already, haven't we? So all we have to do is put our reinforcements on and try and get them straight this time. I didn't before. Right, that's not too bad. Let's do the back as well to be a bit more professional. That one's stuck, not sure why. But anyway, let's try and get it right on the hole. Okay, and we have. Okay, so there's our backs. Let me just get some more ribbon. Okay, let's just chop it off. Let's get our there we go. The edges won't come out then. Alright, let's see how we go. Okay. Ta-da! Finished. So there's our backs with our beautiful vintage paper. And you know what we haven't done? Have we? Yeah, we have. I thought I didn't round off the corners, but I have. Just got a little bit of paper around it. Let me just cut that off. Okay, so there's our tags at the back. We turn them over. We've got our ribbon. And let me see if I can get up close for you. So you can see all the layering effect of all the paper. Now I love that effect. You can see the backgrounds. This one's got the dark vintage paper and this one's got book text or book pages. They've all got their ribbons on it. And there we go. So I really enjoyed them. So that's our third project for our 10 days of fun projects. And I hope you were crafting along with me today because I get a kick out of knowing that people are watching me and crafting alongside me as well. So I hope you enjoyed them. Give it a go. Layering of your tags. Make some beautiful long tags and just start layering your paper. Put some focal points on it like I have. And voila, there you go. So really enjoyed that. So that's our day 3 projects. And see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me today. Take care.